Brawlers, baby.
I'm a brawler on the mission, defeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. Where's my competition? I'm a brawler on the mission, I'm defeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. Where's my competition? I'm a brawler on the mission, undefeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. I'm the greatest, like Ali, pet power in my punch. Line 'em up, knock 'em down, boy. It's really what you want. I punch you dead in your fronts.
We live. What's going on, boxing fans? This is your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. And this is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. My associates, Three Kings Boxing, Studio 9. We got my man, the WBC Featherweight Champ of the World, Mr. Gary Russell, is back in the building. And he got a whole lot of shit to say based on this Tank Davis knockout over Leo Santa Cruz this past Saturday night. Talk to him, champ.
I mean, to be honest with you, Leo was in Tank ass. People tend to overlook the rest of the fight and they just look at that one punch. Now, don't get me wrong, he did knock the shit out of Leo. You got to give him that.
Absolutely.
You know that was a hell of a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him that. But he brought that motherfucker from down the street. He brought it from down the street, and Leo Santa Cruz, you know, is a guy who we all know isn't technically sound at all.
Right.
You know, he's not a technically sound fighter at all. You know, he had a good game plan, and he was actually doing. He had Tank knotted the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Had Tank. And to be honest with you, I didn't agree with those scorecards. You know, I had Leo winning at least 4 of the rounds before, before the knockout.
I did too.
Yeah, I had Leo winning at least 4 of those rounds before the knockout. Tank was behind on my book, you know, and apparently in yours as well. He needed that. If you paid attention to Floyd Mayweather's, his. If you paid attention to Floyd, God damn.
He had a look of concern on his face. That's why he was coaching on the sideline.
Man, he was real concerned. Floyd was nervous before he Tank hit that boy. You know, but you know, Leo's never been defensive discipline or technically sound. You know, so stuff like that, it you know, it's possible to happen. It's not a with shots. Leo gets hit all the time. Leo get hit all the time. Tank get hit. Clearly, he was not a fuck up. I don't get hit. My defense so nice that it go over motherfuckers' heads. They just don't even they just don't see me getting hit, so they don't talk about my defense. They got to talk about some other shit.
Right.
They got to talk about some other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of the nicest dudes in the game right now. That's why I don't pay attention to the pound for pound list.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, realistically speaking, Tank Davis, to any of the guys that I've been mentioning that I've been trying to fight for the last, I don't know how long, because I called everybody out that there is a call out. From a Terrence Crawford, who's, I don't know how many weight divisions above me, you know, all the way to all the guys that's been in the weight division that I've been competing at. Anybody that I've mentioned, none of the fans or none of the boxer connoisseurs would ever argue the fact that none of those guys are more talented than me.
So I heard you say that you would definitely get in Tank's ass and you would love that fight.
Definitely. I've been calling Tank out. This ain't nothing new. I've been trying to get a Tank for the longest. I've been trying to get a Tank. I've been trying to get at Leo. I've been trying to get at Leo. They fighting each other to stay away from me or something.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And check this shit out. To be honest with you, Tank and Leo, they fought. It was a pay-per-view fight. I don't know exactly what their numbers are as of yet because they're still getting tied up. Yeah. Okay, but I don't even give a fuck because to be honest with you, if I was to fought a Gervonta Tank Davis or if I was to have fought a Leo Santa Cruz, I guarantee you our numbers would have been much higher than whatever their numbers are.
So Tank Davis, yeah, he got the WBA, he got the 130 to 135 pound belt. Do you think that Floyd is going to put him in front of the likes of even a Gary Russell, a Teofimo, a Devin Haney, a Ryan Garcia? Where does he go from here? Because you can't cherry pick with both of them belts. You got to fight somebody in a real weight class.
I mean, I honestly feel like these guys got great matchmakers, you know, and they match their fighters up with the guy with the least chance of beating them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't putting these guys in there. We supposed to be fighters. I'm a real fighter.
The best in the world.
I'm a real fighter. I fight anybody. We don't got to handpick who I'm going to fight. They handpicking who they want to fight. If out of any of the guys that you named, they might fight probably Ryan Garcia. He would probably be the first that they would want to fight. Then definitely a motherfucking me. They damn sure don't want no smoke with me.
But is that because you feel that they may feel that Ryan is a little greener and more safer right now? Then I'm asking your opinion, champ. This your repertoire. You the expert here. Is that why?
I definitely agree. You know, Ryan is the greener of the bunch. You know, he is the greener of the bunch. They got these little tactics that they use in these days, man. It's not about talent no more. You know, that's why I say the pound for pound list, it's not about talent. If it was about talent, I'd be on that list because there's nobody in the sport of boxing that can do the shit that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. does in that ring.
Dig that.
You know, but I think they'll probably try to go at Ryan Garcia. He's young. You know, they'll try to probably knock him off. He don't got no experience, but they ain't gonna come in no real dogs. I've been trying to get Tank. But the thing is, because he's a pound for pound, because they made him a pound for pound fighter, like you say,
how?
you can't downgrade. You can't downgrade. So you can't downgrade or unless the fans allow them to.
When I hear pound for pound, I'm thinking you're gonna fight the best because you're telling everybody else I'm the pound for pound because I'm considered to be the best and the best in the world. That's what these straps make you guys. But when you're fighting lackluster, mediocre fighters, but you're the best in the world, how does that strengthen a resume? Back in the day when Hearns and Hagler and Duran and all those guys fought, I mean, hell, they fought the best of everybody in their weight division.
You know, and then Tank gonna say some shit like he the best at 126, 130, and 135. You ain't fought the best. How you say you the best because you beat fucking Leo Santa Cruz? Get the fuck out of here. Well, you ain't never try to come and get this strap. You ain't never come this direction. Yeah. You ain't never want to come this way. Stop that shit. You ain't never want to come this way. Yeah. Floyd and them ain't never want him to come this way.
How likely would a fight with Gary Russell and Tank Davis happen? Both guys from the DMV. Heyman is involved with both of you guys. It would seem like that, Gary, you could just go back to Al and say, hey, man, we both your fighters. You got to make this fight happen because I want a big fight. I've been asking for a big fight. Hey, let's do this. How complicated would you think that would be?
I'm not sure. I mean, that's something I've been trying to do. It hasn't come into fruition yet.
Now,
you know, I'm not sure. It hasn't come into fruition as of yet.
What happened? Tell the fans a little bit about the whole Devin Haney situation, because this coming Saturday night, we was hoping to see Devin Haney versus Mr. Gary Russell Jr. There was a lot of trash talking on the YouTube. Let me just verify what I read and heard from his pops, Bill Haney, was saying they sent you a term sheet. And to break that down in perspective for the fans, a term sheet is nothing more than a sheet that says the who, what, when, where's, and why, who getting paid what, concessions, back end pay-per-view money, things like that. And that his dad was saying, we sent it to Gary, and he said if Matchroom Boxing signs off on it first and we sign off on it first, then he'll sign off on it first. But we didn't send him a contract. Why didn't this fight happen with you and Haney? Let the fans know, because they read all the blogs. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a lot of. I honestly think I don't think that the fight was ever really going to take place. I think the Haneys and them was probably just trying to
hype it up, hype
something up, you know. Because if you see one of the last videos that I put out on my Instagram page, I've been talking to Devin Haney's dad. Once the pandemic, you know, before the pandemic, we've been in communication because that was the fight that I won.
Yeah.
You know, I was willing to move up and weight and fight Devin Haney. But they sent the term sheet, and the term sheet didn't have a network that the network that we were competing on wasn't included, and the promotion that was on it wasn't included. You know, so basically you giving me a blank check. Basically, they wanted me to sign this paper, and then they was going to try to go back to Eddie Hearns and Matchroom and them and say, hey, well, we got Gary. What do you think about this fight, this, that, and the third? That's not how you do business.
Now, you got to have the particulars. Everything got to be on paper.
For one, that's not how you do business. That's why I say when you do business, you got to come correct when you do business with me. So he tried to play games and then go and blow up an image of Matchroom and the Zone name on the term sheet to say, yeah, they were in there, but the contents in which that they were in there wasn't the right content. You know, they said that this fight will only happen if Matchroom or the Zone is will decide is on board or something. And he blew that up, but he ain't show the rest of that shit. He just blew that up and showed Matchroom and the Zone. And so now you don't do business that way. And the November 7th date, you know, a camp is 8 weeks. I don't give a fuck. I'm one of these guys that's always in the gym.
Yeah, you're a gym rat, bro.
I'm always in the gym. Yeah, I'm always training. If I get irritated, if I get frustrated, if I'm not having a good day, I'm going to the fucking gym. I'm going to go work out. That's how I get my peace of mind. I'm gonna go work out, you know. But I'm not in the gym training as if I'm getting ready for a full fight, you know. But I like to keep my wheels turning. A full camp is 8 weeks. So when he said, "Well, let's fight," we'll fight you on November 7th. What the fans and the people need to understand is these networks, they have their calendar mapped out for the entire year.
Yes.
Their calendar is mapped out for the entire year. You know what I mean? So they already know on this date, we're going to have this date blocked off for this individual. This date should be blocked off for this. This date is blocked off for this. It's already mapped out. So the November 7th date was a date that Devin Haney already had on the books for him. He was already in training camp before we was even in conversation.
So y'all was even thought of.
Before we was even thought of. He just jumped out there at me going off on Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He was already in training camp. That date was a date that he already had available that he knew he was going to compete on. Okay. So it's like, fight me on November 7th. Nah. What the fuck? It don't work that way, Shawty. It don't work that way, Shawty. Nah.
Okay.
We real kings on this end. We do shit correct. You gotta do shit the proper way on this side.
See, that makes a lot of sense now. Hearing it coming from you, how it was broken down.
Right.
And then, we was reading it.
Then if you pay attention to my last Instagram, I don't know this guy. It's a guy, and I just got wind of someone who apparently was friends or associates with Tank. And he's, I guess, be in the Mayweather camp or whatever. And he kind of got wind of what was going on, and he heard about me and Devin Haney and his dad and stuff. And he pretty much said that Floyd called Devin Haney and his dad and told Devin Haney, and I don't know how you know, I don't know how realistic this is. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how true this guy is. You know, I don't even know the guy. You
Okay.
know, I don't even know
Right.
the guy. You know, but he pretty much said that he heard that Floyd called Devin Haney and Devin Haney's dad and was like, "Yeah, under no circumstances should y'all fight Gary. That's bad business." You know, so I don't know how much truth it is to it or
Yeah.
what. If it is, that's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how real that is. But when
Yeah.
you get a chance, to the fans that's watching, go on my Instagram, my last page, my last post that I put out there, and it's a guy that was just explaining it. I didn't, and it was sent to me, you know. And honestly, he's not even a fan of mine. He
Okay.
said it in the video. He said it in the video. He said he doesn't know me enough to be a fan, you know.
He
So
was just sharing.
he was just sharing. He was just sharing, and the shit came back to me. And I figured, you know what? Why not share this shit to everybody else that's in the sport? You know, why not let everybody else know what's going on?
Yeah. That's the behind the scenes things that fans don't get to see and understand. That's why it's important for guys like me and all of my colleagues to reach out to you guys and let's hear it. Like my mom used to tell me, I want to get it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
I don't want all the gossip. I want to hear what you know about it.
He say, yeah, not the he say, she say.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's pretty much what was going on. I don't know how true that it was, but I wanted to put it out there, and I wanted to give the fans at least an option to know what was going on behind the scenes, or at least what was said.
So real quick, champ, since we're on Devin Haney, he's fighting Gamboa. Gamboa was doing a damn good job against Tank before he tried to fight through a torn Achilles tendon when he fought Tank. Now he's recovered. He's conditioned. He's healthy. I still say Gamboa, even though because of his age, he's got some miles on him, I still say this is a dangerous fight for Haney on Saturday night. What's your take on the outcome of this fight? Because Gamboa is going to have a lot to prove based on how his last fight with Tank ended. He's got something to show the fans that he still got some hustle in that muscle.
Yeah. I think he is. I mean, to be honest with you, this is why I love the sport of boxing. You know, every fight is a chance. You know, every fight, you know, you taking the risk within every. You know, that's why you bank on your skill set and you work on harnessing your craft to avoid the risk as much as possible.
And your conditioning.
Better you are at your craft, you know, and the better your conditioning and the better you are at your craft, the more chances you will have to lessen the opportunity of something happening. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And things work in your favor.
Absolutely.
So it's always a risk. And Gamboa, he's gonna bring his best. He's definitely gonna bring his best. And he can pop. He can pop.
Might be your best performance ever this coming Saturday night for him, because he needs to show that and get through this fight in a wowing way and wow everybody.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I mean, he might do something. You never know. We gotta see. I'm definitely going to tune in.
Yeah.
I think Devin Haney going to try to keep him at bay, keep that stick on him, stay long. You know, take advantage of him. Because to be honest with you, once again, Gamboa is a guy he's good, but he's not a technical sound fighter at all either.
He makes a lot of mistakes.
He makes a hell of a lot of mistakes. He has holes in his game.
Yeah,
real hittable. Yeah, you know, so let's put that out there as well. You know, that's something we got to look at as a factor. You know, I'm a fighter, but I'm also a connoisseur of this shit. So I look at it through a different set of lenses than a lot of other people.
Somebody on the outside looking in won't look at it the same way a fighter looks at another fighter like that.
Yeah, an elite fighter.
An elite fighter.
You know, I see shit that I don't nobody see. I see through the Matrix type shit.
You see it before it even comes.
Yeah. Especially when I'm in the ring. You know, that's what makes me so good. You know, that's what makes it so good.
So before I let you go, champ, what's next for Gary Russell Jr.? Man, everybody dying to see you jump back in that square. Who you gonna call out now? Because it don't seem like nobody's stepping up to the plate. What can you tell us?
What I can say is, at least at this point, the fans are starting to see the reason why I compete once a year, because the guys that I want that's supposed to be the best or consider the best ain't trying to get in the ring with me. They not trying to fight me, So I think a lot of people should stop asking me why I fight once a year and start putting the pressure on some of these managers, promoters, and fighters to make these guys have to get in the ring and compete against me, because it's apparent that I'm one of the best that's done it. I'm the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing today. That's amongst all the guys that people say are the best of the best. But none of these niggas trying to fight.
Do you have a mandatory or anything coming up, champ?
Well, I will defend my title. I will have to defend my title at some point.
Right.
It is what it is. But immediately after me defending my title, I'm back at motherfuckers next.
So you would like Tank to be your next big super fight, if that fight could happen.
Sure. Because guess what? I don't want Leo no more. Yeah. I don't want your second.
Well, there's a reason why Leo
I've been trying to fight Leo for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been the longest reigning champion. As long as I've been champion, I've been trying to compete against Leo Santa Cruz. A fight has never took place. At one point, we was I think he was like the mandatory challenger, or the WBC had ordered us to fight or some shit briefly at one point, but nothing ever materialized into anything.
Yeah.
And now that after he lost, I'm willing to bet you now that he took this loss, now somebody or his team or somebody will be willing to serve him up to me. And now I don't want him. I don't want your sloppy second.
What's the benefit? It doesn't benefit you to fight him.
I don't want your sloppy seconds. I wanted you before.
Right.
Yeah,
it doesn't benefit. That's not a good business move for you in boxing, period.
Not at all.
Yeah, we want to see an elite Gary Russell fight another elite. Bottom line, because hey, these young guys, I commend them stepping up, like the Teofimos and the Ryan Garcias. Hey, they calling out the big dogs. Teofimo calls out Loma. I like that.
I like that. Just like JoJo Diaz. I take my hat off to JoJo Diaz. Yep. He came to fight. He came to bring his best. His best wasn't good enough. He kept grinding, and guess what? Now he's a world champion.
Yep. Yeah.
Pretty sure he learned from being in the ring with me.
That loss he took from you, that was at the MGM in Oxon Hills. Absolutely. And JoJo is a tough kid,
That's right. And everybody was talking about me and Tevin Farmer, this, that, and third. JoJo ran through Tevin Farmer.
Man.
With a split, with his eye cut open in the second or first or second round.
Yeah, he did Tevin Farmer up.
Yeah, he did like 10 rounds with his eye cut. He got a headbutt, right? And got cut.
Yeah. Yep.
10 rounds with his eye cut and ran through Tevin Farmer.
That says a lot.
He was standing the fuck still with me.
Yeah. Yep.
I turn these guys that's supposed to be great to average. I expose these guys, and the reason why is because they're really not fucking great. When you watch Tank fight Leo Santa Cruz before he hit Leo Santa Cruz, you ain't see nothing fucking special. You ain't see nothing special from Tank nor Leo. All you people were surprised that Leo was being able to hold Tank off of him.
And still was touching him though. If Leo probably would have stayed tall, I was interested to see, because Tank never makes weight and he weighed in at 129.8. I wanted to see what Tank we would have gotten in the 8th or 9th round in deep waters if he would have been a drain Tank and faded.
Yeah. And he was already getting a little frustrated and all that, man.
Not to take nothing from him, a win is a win, and he had a vicious knockout. It was a hell of a knockout, a hell of a performance. Yeah.
See, but my thing is this. I'm a perfectionist. If that was me, if that was my performance, I would have been mad as shit at myself. I wouldn't have gave a fuck about that knockout. Yeah, I knocked him out, but he was hitting me too many motherfucking times for my liking.
That right hand was landing good.
Yeah, I was getting hit. I didn't know how to avoid it. I didn't know how to get away from it. What the fuck? I had to go back to the gym and work on some shit. That's just me. That's Mr. Gary Russell Jr. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a real animal. I really do this shit. He just gets strong and just get in shape and fuck it. Hopefully I can hit him hard. Nah, you need more than that shit to fuck with a dog like me, Shaw.
Just depending on your power. That's it. Punching power. Yeah.
But
you gotta have the whole package when you step in that ring.
He's not a complete fighter. I'm much more of a complete fighter than a Gervonta Tank Davis.
All right, champ.
He know it. His coaches know it. His team know it. Everybody knows it. That's no fucking brain.
Well, we're going to definitely be following you, man. And, we want to see what's up next for Gary Russell Jr. Hopefully early 2021, we get some news about, you stepping back into the ring. I'm sure your fans are. That was as detailed of a message as I could have asked you for, because I think you broke it down and gave them a boxing lesson 101 of the business.
Yeah, I wanted to make some sense to the fans and to the people that's watching. Like I say, tune into my last video on Instagram, my last post. And I don't know this guy. I just got wind of this shit. Apparently he got wind of it. And I just I just put it out there so everybody else could be privy to the information that I had, just to the fans. That's all.
All right, champ. Hey, man, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Gentleman and a scholar of the sport. You always give me some time. I appreciate you. We tried this last night. We had some technical issues with my volume. So thank you for getting back on here this morning.
Yeah. You know how I do, man. I ain't never no quitting on this end, man. We gonna keep pushing. If it don't work, then fuck it. We gonna dust it off and we gonna make it happen again. So we back.
Hey,
that's right.
Thanks for your time, baby. We love you. It's your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This was the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. WBC Featherweight Champ of the World. My man Gary, Mr. Gary Russell was in the building. 3kingsboxing.com, Studio 9. Hey, much respect to you, champ.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
You
to
too.
The fans, man, follow me on the gram at Mr. Gary Russell Jr., man. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm one of the realest boxers in the sport. One of the realest fighters in the sport. Remember that, man. Remember I told y'all that.
God bless, baby.
All right, man.
Brawlers, baby.
Brawlers, baby.